What's up, guys? Mando here, back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing the season finale of The Mandalorian. So, first of all, I want to say I've not been this happy in a very long time. I really can't stress enough how many emotions I felt in this episode. So I guess we can just kind of get right into it. One thing I want to get off my chest right here and now, I think it's really convenient that Boba Fett only sticks around for the beginning of the show. Just putting that out there. Feels like any other time he'd have been there. I mean, it didn't feel too forced. He had to fly the ship, but yeah, pretty convenient that, he just so happened to leave right before you know who got there. I really liked the girl power scene when you get to see Bo-Katan, Fennec Shand, and Cara Dune all together. Thought that was really cool. It didn't feel forced at all either, and they really were tearing up some stuff, so I thought that was kind of cool. Really enjoyed seeing more of that, and like I said, it felt really natural. So how about Moff Gideon? I think a lot of people sleep on Giancarlo Esposito, Moff Gideon's actor. He played that perfectly. I felt like you really get to see slimy, cunning of Moff Gideon. It's very Imperial of him, if that makes any sense. Most of the Imperial officers that you run across kind of have this attitude of, this stature or way that they hold themselves. And he plays that role very well. And I really enjoyed watching him play that. So I'm kind of excited to see if we get to see more of him, because I felt like he played him perfectly. That cunning that Moff Gideon does so well is really what led Din to believe that he was just going to be able to take the child and go. Which obviously you get that sneak attack by Gideon that ends up basically spurring that awesome fight scene between Din and Gideon. Let me just say, I was kind of on edge about the spear. I thought it was a little weird, but I will say that it grew on me in this episode. It literally looks like an extension of Din, so I hope he keeps it. I hope we don't see him, if he does keep the Darksaber, I hope we don't see him just use the Darksaber. Maybe he uses a combination of both. I really like the spear. I think the spear looks cool, and him using it, like I said, he used it really well. Awesome fight scene, by the way. Really beautifully choreographed, and I mean, it really shows that Din is the superior fighter and that the Moff has no place fighting at all. Basically, I loved every minute of watching Mando go toe-to-toe with the Moff. I thought it was great. This is something I really want to talk about. This is the Darksaber debate, right? So, what a lot of people are saying with the Darksaber is that Bo-Katan has to fight Din now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I will say that there's a few different possibilities that I think could end up happening. Obviously, Din defeated Moff Gideon and took the Darksaber, so it's technically his by right, because that's how the Darksaber works. But this is my thing, right? We don't see the Darksaber get won in combat since Maul. If you want to talk about who really owns the Darksaber, Palpatine technically owns the Darksaber. He defeated Maul, so it's his, right? But I digress. Sabine finds the Darksaber in Maul's lair in Rebels, right? Takes it, doesn't fight him for it, takes it, and then gives it to Bo-Katan after using it to fight for a while. Bo-Katan didn't fight Sabine. Sabine didn't fight Maul. Sabine didn't fight Palpatine. So, I don't really like this, they have to fight. They don't have to fight. Now, the issue, I guess, then becomes the story of the Darksaber is more important than the Darksaber itself. So, if you get Moff Gideon sitting in a New Republic prison, bumping his gums about how Bo-Katan is not the rightful leader of Mandalore because Din beat me, that could be bad for Bo. And let him find the right person to tell that to, and it could completely undermine her rule of Mandalore. So, and I think she understands that. So there is a little bit of, weirdness going on there. Like, there's several things that could end up happening. I don't think Bo-Katan and Din are going to fight. I don't see it happening. Unless Bo-Katan just completely reverts to her Death Watch days and says, my Mandalore, my Darksaber. Like, I don't see that happening. Now, what I could see happening is possibly Din taking over as ruler of Mandalore, which would be really, really cool. And I don't know. I personally want to see Bo back at the helm of Mandalore. That's what I want to see. I think she is the rightful ruler of Mandalore, and I think that she knows what's best for Mandalore and their people. But I think Din could do it, and that could be a possibility with him winning the Darksaber. Maybe Bo-Katan is just his second in command. Another thing with the Darksaber is we don't even know how Moff Gideon got it. We're assuming that Moff Gideon got the Darksaber legitimately in the first place. We still don't know. He could have stolen the Darksaber from Bo-Katan. And honestly, we saw how easy he got beat by Din. I highly doubt that he beats Bo-Katan in single combat. I highly doubt that. So I think some tricky crap went on with that. So we'll see, but I don't think Bo-Katan would be alive to tell the tale if somebody took the Darksaber from her. So just kind of my little 2 cents on that. I think the next season is going to cover the reuniting of Mandalore, the rebuilding of Mandalore, and basically I think that's going to be kind of where we're going to pick up. So I think that realistically you could get them going to Mandalore, Din and Bo-Katan and her whole group going to Mandalore and basically reuniting it or reestablishing it. I think that Mandalore is broken, destroyed. Obviously, you get hints of that in the beginning of the episode. Boba says that Mandalore is not worth saving again. So I think Mandalore is probably in pretty bad shape right now. So it'll be really interesting to see how they tackle that. If they're going to have to completely rebuild Mandalore, if there's an Imperial presence still on Mandalore, I'm really not sure, and it'll be really interesting to see how the show covers that. But I think that's what we will see in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. On to the most important part. I literally lost my mind when I saw that X-Wing. Lost it. I'll post the video. I happened to be recording right as the X-Wing flew on. Oh, it's gotta be Luke! It is.
Great.
It's gotta be.
We're saved.
Incoming craft, identify yourself.
His ears perked up, it's Luke.
It's got Luke! It's got Luke, dude!
Oh, bummer, it's the Dark Trooper.
Bro, I got chills happening right now, bro.
Moff Gideon's scared. I will say I knew that.
Oh my god!
I will say
Bro, it's gotta be Luke! Bro!
I didn't. Bro, please.
Oh my god. Look at the hand, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh god! Oh, bro! And I'll say, like, I knew immediately. Like, we've been hitting at it all season. People have been speculating, thinking it's gotta be. And let me just say, I was psyched. I think this is the best Star Wars we've seen since Revenge of the Sith. Outside of maybe Season 7 of the Clone Wars. And I mean, if we're talking live action, definitely the best Star Wars we've seen since Revenge of the Sith. And I can say I've never been more happy than watching Luke cut through a ship full of dark troopers in the most Vader-esque fashion ever. That hallway scene, the igniting of the lightsaber, the crushing of the dark trooper, I was livid. I was losing my mind, and I can say without a doubt that it just we've never seen anything like that. Like, bravo to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Y'all did a great job. I kind of felt like I knew it was coming, but nothing prepared me for that. That was literally amazing. I felt like a kid again. So thank you. It was beautiful. And I don't know. I'm really interested to see what they do next. Because the thing is, yeah, we see Luke and he takes Grogu. We got to see Grogu again. So where we see Grogu, we should see Luke. And a lot of people are speculating that we could have a Luke show, which would be awesome. Like, I am all here for it. Like, I really would love that. So I think that could be really cool. And another thing that will be interesting to see is like how they're going to do that. Where's Grogu going to go? Obviously he's not there in episode 7 in The Force Awakens. Or The Last Jedi. He's never mentioned again. So where does he go? What does he do? Is he off being a Mandalorian? The second Mandalorian Jedi? The first Mandalorian Jedi in generations? I think that would be really cool. And I'll say, like, if we do see more of Luke, are they going to deep fake him again? I liked a little bit of the deep fake, but you could definitely tell it was deep faked. And that's the only problem I really have with it. The acting that was done by Mark Hamill in the original trilogy was amazing, and he's a really good actor, so he really projects himself. And you can tell when they do the CG stuff that they really have to pull it back as far as emotions and, even the way he talks, the way he speaks. And I really just didn't get the full, I guess, experience that you get, which for what they did, let me just say, like, I was ecstatic. It was great. But if they're going to do this in any long-term role, the question then becomes, are you going to spend a lot of money on CGing Mark Hamill's face on some dude's body or possibly recasting Luke Skywalker? And a lot of people don't want to see that, hate to say that, but I'll say, like, when you literally have Sebastian Stan, who is like a picture-perfect image of a young Luke Skywalker, it's like, why are we not taking advantage of this? If they do a show, I think we need to see Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker. I think that would be sick. If you want to bring Mark Hamill in and tell him how to play the part, or, even somehow do some more CG magic, I guess. But I think that there's too much potential with that person and that character that we just not use him at all. I mean, like, the dude is literally almost identical to Mark Hamill. Like, this isn't like with the Solo film and Harrison Ford. Like, that dude kind of looked different than Harrison Ford. But, like, this, I'll tell you, like, look at the pictures side by side. These guys look identical. It's weird. But we'll see. I don't know. I think it would be really cool. But I guess we'll see what they want to do. But on to my final thoughts. Overall, this was the best episode of the season, by far. And like I said, hats off to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I mean, they did a great job. And if the rest of the Star Wars content from here on out is like this, I think this is the greatest time to be a Star Wars fan, probably ever, honestly. So we have a lot to look forward to, and I'm going to be covering all of it. So stay around, stay with me. Real quick, I want to touch over the Book of Boba, which was released at the tail end of this. Obviously, we get to see a really cool scene in which Boba kills Bib Fortuna, which was sick. I mean, absolutely just cutthroat. A lot of the Boba that we didn't get to see in this season, other than when he was like slaying stormtroopers, but I think that's cool, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. I think he's going to pick up right where Jabba left off and just completely rebuild the underworld in the Outer Rim. So I think we could see a whole lot of friends and enemies come through and come back, and I would love that. Personally, I really want to see Bosk. I hope he shows up in this show. I think it would be really, really cool. But another thing is, I think he could really be building his own sort of shadow collective. If you remember right, Maul technically took over the Hutt family with the Shadow Collective. So it's kind of interesting to think about, like, realistically, Boba could, like, be building his own Shadow Collective, which would be absolutely gnarly. I would love to see that. I think it'd be really cool. So I'm really pumped for this show as well. And I hope we get to see little hints at what the show's going to be through the Bad Batch, because obviously Finnick is going to be in the show, and she's in the Bad Batch. So maybe we'll get, some bits and pieces on how her and Boba met or something of that nature. I think that would be really cool. Anyway, this has been the Merry Mando. Merry Christmas. I have spoken. This is the way. Happy Life Day. See you later. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. This has been the Merry Mando. Enjoy the rest of your day, and may the Force be with you.